think there's two main reasons why Yooka-Laylee's worlds don't feel nearly as good as Banjo-Kazooie's worlds. The first reason is Yooka-Laylee's worlds are built using a modular asset system. This makes it much easier to construct a large world, and it's a fairly common way that modern open world games are built. You simply build a bunch of, say, pieces of rocks, and then you can build out a large rock structure of any particular shape that you might want. The other issue with the world design in Yooka-Laylee is the choice to focus on having fewer worlds, but larger worlds. Again, this is a choice that's primarily made due to production concerns. For example, it's much easier to produce 5 worlds with 5 different sets of modular assets, but make those worlds twice as big than it is to produce 10 worlds with 10 different sets of modular assets. Because once you produce the modular assets, it's much easier to build a larger world with the same assets than it is to produce a new set of assets to build an entirely different world. I have to say, in the comparison between Yooka-Laylee and Banjo-Kazooie, this is a point where Banjo-Kazooie sort of lucks out by virtue of the technical limitations of the Nintendo 64. It simply wasn't possible to build a very large and detailed world on the N64. But the fact that the worlds in Banjo-Kazooie were entirely hand-modeled, rather than being built out of repeated pieces of geometry, as well as that they were much smaller than the worlds in Yooka-Laylee, leads to much easier and more enjoyable navigation. Yooka-Laylee's worlds are often so large and samey looking that it's easy to get lost. Most of my other complaints about Yooka-Laylee are fairly minor. There's occasionally some small, annoying pieces of geometry that it feels like you should just be able to walk over, but instead you have to jump. And it really would be nice to have a ledge grab mechanic, so if the player slightly misses a jump, they can grab onto the ledge and then climb their way back up. This is not a particularly common mechanic in 3D platformers as far as I've seen, but it's fairly common in modern 2D platformers, and it just makes navigation feel more enjoyable. Overall, I think Yooka-Laylee is a very fun game, and a good successor to the Banjo-Kazooie name, but it would be nice to see some of these issues improved in a potential sequel.